we can see very clearly, guys, look at this area. I found this new trend line over the weekend. It's a beauty here from these little pivot tops in 2022. And essentially, it gave us the exact high right there. We also have the level here from 2021 highs. And that, again, continues to hold up as major resistance. So, again, isn't it amazing how a range or a zone of resistance, it just stalled price right out? Now, one of the things we've talked about is
Bitcoinzilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoinzilla today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's discuss these topics and more.
Are we making a bullish consolidation pattern to break up, or is it going to get rejected and come back to the downside? As of now, I don't know. It's too kind of unknown based on the pattern formation. It's not a clear enough signal one way or the other. But what I will say here is that in general, you would have to assume and you want to stress that resistance is resistance until it breaks. Too many investors, and I used to do this all the time, and heck, I probably still do it, but we think about, like, if we're long Bitcoin, right? And I'm not long Bitcoin right now, but the idea is that if we want it to break, we just kind of say, oh, it's going to bust through this resistance, no problem. We assume because that's in our favor to assume so. All right, but in reality, you want to respect resistance until it's broken, just like you want to respect support until it's broken to the downside. All right, I have to talk about this, guys. Let's talk about Solana. So this is a really interesting thing, and I want to bring this to your attention because there's a lot of people that are like, man, Solana hasn't even hit a new all-time high. It's going to have to hit a new all-time high. And honestly, it very well could. I think it could pierce double top in the very least. So over here, we have the Solana chart of price action, right? So this is the dollar amount of Solana. So here was your 2021 high right here, and you're going to see where I'm going with this, right? So here's your 2021 high, and we're getting close to that high. We're not quite there yet. It's around $260, but we're getting very, very close. Now, a lot of investors will say, wow, this has to at least break through this because Bitcoin's made a new all-time high, right? But this is the problem. Over here is the market cap of Solana. Here's your high in 2021, and look at where the market cap of Solana is in 2024. So what does this tell us? It tells us that even though the price of Solana is lower than it was in 2021 per coin, market cap tells us that they've been flooding the market with Solana tokens to the point where this is up 50%. All right? The market cap is up 50% since this high right here in 2021. That means it's essentially a fiat currency, meaning they are printing insane amounts of Solana to the point where the market cap is nearing 120 billion. Over here, it was only like 60, 70, 80 billion, right? I think it was 80 billion. So at 120, it would be a 50% increase. But think about that. Because again, this is the thing you have to watch out for. With stocks, they have to, basically disclose and all this stuff. And granted, you can find this information as well. But this is astounding. So in reality, if apples were cut to apples, where would Solana be trading? It would be trading 50% higher than $260. That would be 390, right? And that's if my math is correct. That's where, if apples was to apples and market cap reflected price, Solana token would be at $390 versus the $260 it was right here. And again, that would be that increase of 50%. But instead, it's not even at its priced all-time high. These are things that, again, as an investor, it doesn't mean Solana's not going to go higher. In fact, it probably will at least pierce double top. But you want to be aware of it because it's the idea that for me, when I invest in crypto, and listen, Solana has a use case, and it has a great use case. It's speed. It is a rival to Ethereum. But the idea, again, is that if you're investing, you don't want to just say, oh, well, price isn't even at a new all-time high. You got to kind of look at the market cap in these coins because it is kind of a little bit on the shadier side where the market cap is so much higher because they've been printing Solana tokens. And again, you guys know my metric for why I like Bitcoin is because there could only ever be 21 million, right? So the idea being here is Solana, they can print till infinity. And if in 3 years they went up 50%, Think about where this could be in another 3 years or in 5 years, in 10 years. At what point does it get so overloaded? Granted, as long as the use case keeps increasing, maybe that's okay. But what if it stalls out? What if there's a new technology that comes out that is better than Solana? All right.
Bitcoin enters a pivotal week after a record-breaking close near $90,000. Traders watch for volatility, potential corrections, and $100,000 milestones as market sentiment heats up. Bitcoin surged 30% month-to-date, showing resilience and strong upward momentum. Analysts predict sharp moves near $95,000, $100,000, with potential retracements to $87,000. U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF now hold 5.33% of mined BTC, signaling increased institutional interest. Inflation and Fed policy debates create a complex backdrop for BTC's performance. Social media FOMO and extreme greed levels often precede short-term pullbacks. Traders should brace for volatility as Bitcoin's parabolic phase continues, with eyes set on a $100,000 breakthrough.
I digress off that. Let's get to gold here, guys. Gold is having an awesome bounce. Look at this bounce on gold. It is a beauty here. For those of you that have been following me last week, I said, guys, gold is into support. It's going to likely bounce. I say likely because there's nothing that's confirmed or there's no solidifying 100% in this game, but likely bounce. I picked up some GDX, some Newmont mining, getting into these beaten down miners, and sure enough, they're all bouncing this morning. So a beautiful bounce on gold. And again, if we go back to the chart here, this is where we started to short it right here, right? If we look here at the chart, we're going to flip over to the chart real quick. There we go. If we go back to the chart here, guys, right here we have this. This was the high where I was short gold, and I was telling you guys to be short gold. And then right here, this is where you start to nibble right there for that bounce, and that's exactly what we're seeing there. Okay, next up, let's take a look at the chart here. As we go here, silver getting a little technical bounce to the upside following gold. Nothing new here again. You could make a case that it did tag a little bit of technical support right here. And then if we look at oil real quick, oil's kind of been dead, if you will, in terms of price action. You can see it's bouncing a little bit today, but just remember, as long as it holds $65 per barrel, it's safe. But if it breaks 65, that's where things get very, very messy for the oil trade. Lastly, natural gas. You can see this beautiful trend line here, pivot high to pivot high to pivot high. And again, we opened above it in the overnight, and we're now back below it. That is your key resistance right here, around 312 to 313. If it gets through here, you should head up to your target price of 355 to 360. You got your double top. You got your gap fill right here. That would be my target where I would start nibbling on a short. As of now, nope, I'm not nibbling on a short, and I'm not going long. Let it do its thing. Very, very volatile commodity. If it gets up here, I would nibble on the short. If it gets down into this range, I would be a buyer and start nibbling down there. All right, guys. So listen, this week's going to be intriguing. We got crypto. Is crypto Bitcoin going to pull back? Is it going to rip through this 90 to 93,000 zone? We're going to find out. We're going to get NVIDIA earnings. We're going to get Walmart earnings. We have economic data. But overall, the markets are at really pivotal levels coming off major technical points.
Bitcoin's rise to prominence is underpinned by its impressive growth and future potential. These 7 numbers highlight key insights for both new and seasoned investors. MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor is betting big on Bitcoin, forecasting a $100,000 milestone by December. With Wall Street backing, regulatory optimism, and massive BTC acquisitions, the momentum is undeniable. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood has doubled down on her $1.5 million bull case Bitcoin forecast, citing factors such as institutional adoption, potential regulatory relief, and BTC's growing recognition as a unique asset class. Ripple's potential initial public offering, IPO, is gaining traction as SBI supports the move, highlighting XRP's market growth and increased regulatory optimism. Sean Broderick, also known as the Indiana Jones of natural resources, believes that even with the latest price hikes, Bitcoin still has room for growth. Broderick stated that in 2025, governments, banks, and corporations will push the leading cryptocurrency's potential into overdrive. SEC Chair Gary Gensler is expected to resign before completing his term, sparking debate over his successor and the potential impact on cryptocurrency oversight and regulation. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the former presidential candidate and current cabinet nominee, made headlines once again with his statement that he had invested most of his wealth in Bitcoin. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.